Yeah.
Yes, yes. We are badass women, ladies, in such good way. Oh my gosh, I am so excited that you are here with us today. This is a powerful moment in time. There is no time but now. And the significance of this day is monumental, in my opinion. I can feel the momentum, the acceleration of this magical time because women are rising, women are stepping into their power, and women are claiming their God-given inherent right of wealth, abundance, and prosperity. You know, I'm into numerology, Amy's into numerology, and we were just talking about how today, you know, there's eights all around us, ladies. I think you know the number eight represents abundance and infinity. And collectively, we're all in an 8 year. And this just happens to be International Women's Day on the 8th day of March. And there's another eight as well. Eight, eight, and eight. Jane, do you remember what the other eight is? There's three eights today.
That's fine. We'll just I believe you.
2024.
What'd you say?
Yeah. 2024 adds up to 8. 2
Yes.
plus 2 plus 4.
That's right. That's right. And on the 8th day, ladies, this is the inaugural launch of not only this book, but of this podcast. And I got to tell you that this creation has come out into the world at such an accelerated speed, we couldn't even slow it down. Like literally from idea to form in 31 days. And now a podcast, a conversation, so that we can talk about how women are beginning to rise in wealth and prosperity. So the fact that you are here in this live conversation, you're part of it. You are part of history. You are part of a movement. Amy and I are creating something that we are literally creating it while it's in process. I said to her just a few minutes ago, we're literally building the plane while we fly. Like honestly, this podcast was just an idea a couple of weeks ago, and now it's like boom, it's out there because it's time. It's time. Amy, is there anything that you want to say about this inaugural podcast conversation?
Oh, yes, yes, Jessica, there is so much I want to say, let me tell you. As Jessica mentioned, we do love color and numerology. And as you can tell from behind me, there's a whole lot of color. And so I did Jessica did the numerology on today, March 8th, 2024. And when you take that and add it all up, it equals 19 when you add up all the individual numbers. And 19 in my world means Buddhic bliss. This is the energy that we have on this day. It's a Buddhic bliss day. And the Buddhic bliss is made up of magenta, which is a bridge color between heaven and earth. It's made up of red and violet. And that means we're aligned between heaven and earth. So that is an amazing energy. And then the gold in the bottom is wisdom, authentic wisdom. So that's what's coming with us today. And then when you take 19, we have to say 1 plus 9 is 10. And 10, oh my God, is the Wheel of Fortune. Like that is also the energy that comes with this day. And the Wheel of Fortune is olive green, which is hope for the future, and feminine, divine, loving energy. So like the green of the heart chakra and that yellow of the I am center, your solar plexus chakra, they mix together and they bring divine love. wisdom with love in it. I love with love in it, which is just such a juicy combo, let me tell you, ladies. But we have these little spritzers, and this one's called the Rose Gold Lady. And this little one was created because God has a mother. Now, she is the energy that we want to bring into this. She is the creator of, the divineness that comes with this movement that we're trying to create here. So we've spritzed that. We've spritzed Metatron. We've spritzed every color before you guys got on here, because we wanted to set the tone for this podcast, for this launch, for it all. So I just want to ask, has anybody read any part of the PDF that Jessica was sending out, or have you actually got your copy in the mail? Because this little thing is a powerhouse of energy. And I just want to know, like, in the chat, what are your thoughts so far? Like, first of all, raise your hand if you've actually read The Science of Getting Rich, the masculine version, the OG. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So if you have read the feminine version that we have put out into the world, I want to know in the chat, like, what's the energy to you? Did it feel better? Did it feel the same? Like, how was it hitting you if you've actually had a chance to read it? Because I read it and I was like, immediately in the first paragraph, right, Jessica? Like, in the first paragraph, there are 6 times when we as women have to convert the language. 6 times. The original author has mentioned he, him, men, men. Like, and then you multiply that times a million throughout the book. Yeah, Kim, I haven't received it, but yeah, you've read the PDF version. Yeah, yeah. So if you haven't got your copy of the PDF, it's a free copy. Just put your, we're all friends here. You can put your email in the chat and Jessica will send you a copy for free, because it's important that we allow everyone to have a copy of this. And then if you want, I use it as a study book. So I like having the actual physical copy, and I make notes in it and stuff. And it's only like, what, $13.50 right now? So it's very inexpensive. But yes, I'm very, very, like, just honored to be here with Jessica, to have created the cover and wrote the foreword and been a part of this podcast. So thank you, sister.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mr. Waddles. Because he was literally, like you said, you felt him beside you as you were designing the cover, as you were writing the forward. And the thing is, number one, this is not anything against men. We love men. Men are wonderful supporters, co-creators. This isn't about not, including men. It's time for women. It's about reading the powerful wisdom and knowledge in this book with the language that speaks directly to our soul. Amy made a powerful point when she pointed out to me how, because we talk a lot about the subconscious and the subconscious programming that becomes our paradigm and what we believe to be true, and how subconsciously reading the language, the text in the male form has been keeping this wisdom at an arm's length. It's such a shift. People might say, oh, you only changed the pronouns, you only annotated the chapters. It's way more than that. When you read words that speak directly to you and you're not having to convert them in your mind all the time and go, oh yeah, but they're really talking about me. No, I understand. It's received so much more easily and powerfully, and it's believed, and it just resonates so much better. And so, Amy, when you pointed that out, I was like, oh my gosh, a big light bulb went out. Like, went on. It's now speaking to us. It's for us because it is our time.
Well, I think if you believe in the subconscious mind, yes, which we all do, and you believe that everything that's coming at you, from what we're talking about today to what's going on out the window to what's happening on TV, all of it is going in here in the subconscious mind. And even if you're listening to an audiobook of this particular publication and you're hearing, like, we're not consciously going, okay, I should change that. Although I did actually in the original book, I crossed out the he's and hims and I was putting, and still it didn't clue in that maybe I should do this for a book, but whatever. In when listening to it in the car, I'm going, it's just going into my subconscious mind that they're not really talking to me. And I talked to Whitney about this and she's like, I didn't really get that. Like, I just automatically convert it and it really doesn't matter. But when I was reading it, I was like, this is, there's something irritating about it. And now when the first paragraph I read of this book, I was like, oh, there we go. Like, that makes sense. Now this is going in my subconscious mind. Now this is the message that I'm going to get when I read. And I gave my other version to Brian and I said, that's yours now. I've got the pink version. I will not be going back to that one. But like you said, we love men. We love that there's masculine energy out there. And back, 113 years ago when this was read, when this was written, that's who was in business. That's who they were talking to. No judgment on it, just like it's time. And yes, I did feel Wallace D. Waddles beside me, like his hand on my shoulder. And I got such shivers because I was like, what are you doing here? Trying to do it on the DL without Mr. Waddles knowing about it. But he's like, no, this is the right time. This is the time. It has to go out. And to make it happen for Women's Day was like just the icing on the cake, I think, for this one. Um, so yeah, I really firmly believe it's the right time.
So this book is not just a book that you consume, that you read, and then you put away. This is a book you study. This is a book that you integrate if you desire to become rich, if you desire to become wealthy. And I know all of you here desire to become rich because it is our natural state of being. We were born wealthy. We were born abundant. And nothing has changed except for the stories and the beliefs and the subconscious programming that we have taken on, believed to be true, accepted, that it is humble to be satisfied with less. When I began reading this book, it did something to me. First of all, when I read the quote in the book at the beginning of chapter 2, I was hooked, line and sinker. I thought, if this statement is true, I've got to try this. And so at the beginning of chapter 2, he writes, there is a science of getting rich. It is an exact science, like algebra or arithmetic. There are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. Once a woman learns and obeys these laws, she will get rich with mathematical certainty. That was a bold statement. And I thought to myself, if he's going to make such a bold statement, I'm going to actually try this and I'm going to find out if this is for real. And so I began an experiment on January 1st. I began an experiment like a scientist collecting data. I asked the question, if I lived my life and obeyed these natural laws, would I notice anything changing in the direction of acquiring riches? I hypothesized, I started collecting data. My experiment is not over yet. It's a 90-day experiment. I've been doing it for all of Q1. At the end of this month, I will have my conclusion. But what I can tell you so far, what has unfolded is nothing short of magical. This book is part of the data. This book is part of the magic that has unfolded in 31 days from formless idea to physical form. I know that we all desire to become rich and to experience wealth and abundance beyond our wildest dreams. because it is our natural state of being. You know, I love the way he opens the book on chapter 1. He says, whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete and successful life unless one is rich. No woman can rise to her greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless she has plenty of money. Because in order to unfold the soul and to develop talent, she must have things to use. And she cannot have these things unless she has money to buy them with. And so this book really challenges all the notions that we've been taught about what it means to be a woman, what it means to be grateful, humble. Mr. Wallace wrote this book 114 years ago. He was on the leading edge. He was a thought leader beyond his time. The wisdom and the knowledge in these pages, it still rings true today. And now it's being shared and expressed for us. It's okay to be rich. In fact, it is the sign of a woman who is aligned to her power and the highest truth. There's so much that we're going to be talking about in the pages of this book over the course of this podcast. This is a conversation where you can join in and really begin to integrate the wisdom of these pages. Like I said, this is not a book we just consume and put down. This is something we integrate into our lives if you want to see lasting results and lasting change. You are pure potential and possibility. You are limitless. The only thing that is preventing you from experiencing and realizing wealth and well-being beyond your wildest dreams is right here. And that's what we're going to be blowing the top off over the course of this conversation. So I want to hear one word in the chat. One word that describes how you're feeling about this. One word that describes your energy, the level of which you feel involved, invested, and ready for this. Oh, I got all these messages here. I just opened it. All right, Kimberly's feeling focused, excited, empowered, excited. These words, ladies, they have a frequency to them. My whole body is literally vibrating right now because it's resonating with you. I'm looking at the clock. It's 11:22. The messages, the signs, they are everywhere, ladies. The entire universe is conspiring for our greatest good. It is our time. Our someday is now. There is no time like the present moment. And if you are ready, you are willing, you are able to invest your time, your energy, your attention, the most valuable resources you have, you can do anything. I promise you that. Mr. Waddles guarantees it. You have dreams. You have desires. They are in you for a reason. They are literally source energy, God, seeking expression through you. You would not have desires if you were not destined for them. The fact that you have desire is proof that you have the power to experience it, to realize it, to call it into form. Let's go. Let's go, ladies. I am so fired up right now. Nice to see you, Cora, Aurelia, you made it. Danielle, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you are here. So we have something special planned. We don't want to keep you too long. We know there's so many events going on today. But there is something that we're going to conclude this conversation with, which is a wonderful meditation. But before we get into that, is there anything that anybody is feeling and just wants to share? I really just want to open the floor and give you an opportunity to speak from your soul, to claim anything it is that you want to claim, because words have power. And when we give our words power, there is an incredible thing that happens. Is there anything that anybody wants to claim or speak their truth? Kimberly does. Yes, of course you do, Kimberly.
Um, I love what you said about signs are everywhere, and I think it's so I feel that. And I think it's just time to level up, you know? I really do. I feel like I play small often and minimize, and I think it's time to level up. Be seen, be heard, just be authentic.
Yeah. What have you got to fear?
Yeah, I think I want to cry. Like it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel that. I feel that so deeply for you, Kimberly. And I've felt your energy since you've come into the vortex of everything that's going on. I feel the fire in you. You are ready.
Yeah. It's good. Feels good.
Woo! Celebrating you, Kimberly.
Another thing, I just wanted to point out something. When I was reading this book, the original version, and the word rich is like so big on every single cover, and I kept it big on this one. I've had conversations with people about the word rich, like as it relates to finances, and it kind of felt dirty for some reason. Like actually saying I want to be rich felt like kind of icky to me. And I don't know if it, I don't know why that is. I don't recall ever having like a childhood thing where rich was bad, but it wasn't a part of my life. And so I somehow picked it up along the way. But when I was reading it in this book, I had like for the first little while when it was saying there's a science of getting rich and women can get rich and women this and women that, I was like, oh, this is still feeling kind of funny. But you know, I read the whole book again, and then rich became like I started to see rich in a new way. Like I wasn't thinking of it as like it's a bad thing or it's not mine to be had, or that it doesn't, that it only belongs to men or whatever. And even though I've been in Wallet to Wealth group for a long time, and it should have clued in a while ago, it wasn't really until I read this and I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm connected to the word now. It's not a bad thing. It's like you posted something. What did you say, Jessica? There was like the like being rich is your birthright or something. What did you say?
Yeah, wealth and abundance is our natural state of being, first of all. And we only suffer when we're far from the truth of who we are. Like it's our natural inherent divine birthright. But like we've got all this subconscious programming, all these paradigms about what we believe it means to be rich. Like, money is the root of all evil. Like, how many of us have heard that one? Money is the root of all evil. Wealthy people are greedy. Like, this is all BS. Sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. Back to you, Amy.
No, go ahead.
You were asking me what it was that I said, and I said wealth is our inherent and divine birthright.
Yeah, there was another thing in here where it was like to be wealthy is to be like living life as you were meant to live it.
Yeah.
Kind of. I'm paraphrasing, but whatever. And the point is, I got good with the word. And
Mm.
it's been and it was I was not good with that word before this version of this book came out. I don't know why Rich felt
Amy,
weird.
can I say something? Sorry.
Yeah,
But
Kim.
when I read the word rich, I kind of like I understand what you're saying. But when I read this female version, when I read the word rich, for me, it's not just money. It's rich in love, rich in relationships, rich in every aspect of our lives. So if you look at the word that way, it's not only about the money.
Yes, exactly. And I was trying to look at it that way from the word in general before reading this book, but it didn't hit me until I read it in this way. And then I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. It's about being rich in all of those aspects that you wrote down, as well as I get that, but I was having trouble relating the word to rich to money. I don't know why. It was just nutty, but whatever. I think there's a lot of women, a lot of people out there. I know my partner has a trigger with that word too, because of his paradigms from his past. And so now you've got two people living with that. And now I'm trying to change that paradigm in my own self so that he can see it in himself as well, right? Not telling him he has to change, but just like doing it for me, and then it'll ripple down.
Amy, I so agree with you on that, because just the two words together can be very charged. Get rich. Get rich. As women, speaking for myself, reading those two words, I knew there was something there subconsciously that felt icky. It felt a little bit like self-centered. I'm just thinking about myself. And I had to really reflect and contemplate on that. And, even softening the word to be becoming rich felt better in my body physically. But getting rich shouldn't have a negative charge. There's
No,
nothing
it shouldn't.
wrong with getting
Really
rich. And yes, we all want to be rich in all the other areas of our lives. And, we want to be rich in love, and we want to be rich in connections and peace and harmony and all these things. And it's so much easier to say that, as a woman. But I often find that men have no problem whatsoever in like getting rich. I want to get rich, but we as women, we get rich too.
Can
Yeah.
I say something? That is so
Absolutely.
true when you said that, especially in the corporate world. It's as if it's a crime, like exactly what you said. Like when a woman says that the way the perception shifts completely. And whereas men, they are unapologetic about it. They come back from a childbirth, they are parent, they are raring to go, and that's considered a credit. And here you are, you're already feeling the guilt, and then if you ask for a tough assignment or something, oh my God, like when are you going to take care of the kid who's just who's just come to the world? So yeah, you're so right there. They are so unapologetic about it.
Yeah, and what's really interesting too, I was just thinking, Banya, while you were speaking, was that, in our society, a man's worth and value is based on what? How much money he has, right? So of course he would strive to be rich because he wants to be valuable. He wants to be worthy, and he wants to be able to provide. But as women, like in society, we haven't been conditioned for our worth to be based on our wealth. It's been more about our physical appearance. This is a really interesting concept too that I never even thought about. That's just come up. Go ahead, Amy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. When I was married to my husband, he put his value in me, in my ability to make money. When you make the money, you can make decisions. When you make the money, you can do this. When you make the money, you can do that. And we'll just put an X in front of that husband because he ain't no more my husband. But that was the messaging that I was getting from him. I didn't get that from my parents. I went into my like early 20s with like, I am woman, hear me roar. And then somehow in that marriage, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to roar unless I make a shit ton of money. Like what happened there? Like, where did my value go of stepping even a little bit back so that I could raise my kids? Like, I paid off his student loans, I paid off his debt, and then he kind of skips ahead a little bit, and then all of a sudden the conversation changes. Like when you make money, you can make decisions. And so I don't believe I'm the only one in that. A lot of people are held hostage. Whitney's whole story is about being held hostage for money and being told she's not worthy, and that's it. Like guys do tend to put a person's value on their income. It's just like you said, if they want to provide, that's their innate thing. And so that's how they do it. It's like quantifiable. Like, how good of a person are you? How much do you make? Like, it kind of equals out together. Where I'm ready to say, yeah, I'm not afraid to say I want to get rich. I want to get rich because then I can actually buy the things and have the buckets available and do all this stuff so that I can help people and I can help myself and I can, you know, advance my own learning. I can, you know, support whoever I need to support and get the things to have a nice life.
Yeah,
Look, I'm going with roots right now. I need to get to a hairdresser. Like this is like you need money to get to a hairdresser. You need money to do your nails. You need money to have nice clothes. Like, and I
yeah.
like those things. And I'm not, you know, gonna sit back and feel like I should be ashamed because I like to have my freaking hair done. Like that's just ridiculous.
No, we are allowed to, you know, want and have all the things that our heart desires, whether it's, you know, living off grid in, you know, a home that's, you know, connected to the earth, or wearing designer clothes and flying first class. Like none of it is wrong or bad. It's whatever our heart desires. And I must say, as women, we are uniquely qualified to be wealthy women because I believe that big money in the hands of women who are aligned with the highest truth and in their power will do good things for the world. They will change the world. They will raise the vibration of the world by leading the way, by showing other women what's possible, by lending a hand and helping other women up. Like Whitney is such a great example of this. You know, I feel so empowered and inspired when I spend time with Whitney because I look at her story and I see what's possible. Anything is possible when we are in our power and we are aligned with the truth of who we are. We get to want things. We get to have things. You know, I was over the last few months, for some strange reason, this desire popped into my awareness. And, you know, I'm a yogi. I love doing yoga. But for some reason, I was like, oh, you know, I really want to try this Pilates out. I've never done Pilates before. And they just opened up a new, beautiful studio in my neighborhood. And, you know, I really wanted to check it out. But I was like, you know, Pilates is expensive. And, you know, I didn't want to put my money into that because I'm putting my money into this and there's only so much money to go around. Right. And, you know, I just kept thinking about how, gosh, I'd really love to be in that studio. I wonder what it feels like. And here I am doing what Mr. Waddles talks about, right? I am forming the clear mental image in my mind. I am impressing that with all of my desire, all of my feelings into the subconscious. And what happened? I get a friend reaching out to me going, hey, I am becoming a Pilates instructor. I need to get 70 hours to get my certification. I'm giving away free Pilates lessons for you know anyone who's interested. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I have been wanting this and now here it is for free. This is the power of our mind. This is the power of how things unfold when we do things in a certain way. And so I didn't even need money. Turns out I didn't even need money to be able to experience the thing that my heart desires. And so here's the thing, like we all have these desires and we get caught up and hung up with the how. The thing I love about this book And living this way, this certain way, following these principles, is I don't have to concern myself with the how. I just have complete trust and faith that it will happen if I am open and I am allowing and I am ready to act when things present themselves. This is the frequency of magic. You know, when we were kids, we believed in magic. We believed that there was things that were possible that we just couldn't understand or comprehend. And then somehow along the way, we stopped believing in magic. But magic is real. Magic is happening every single day. Are you seeing the signs? Are you receiving the messages? They're in the numbers, they're in the breadcrumbs, the signs, the feathers, like they're everywhere. It's the chance meeting. You don't need to know how. All you need to know is that if you have a desire, it is your destiny. And when you believe with faith and purpose that it is on its way, it will be realized. You will move that energy, that formless energy, into form. It is happening. I have so many different experiences that I can share with you. I was like, I had no idea that money, opportunities, connections, collaborations can just form like that. All you have to do is hold your faith and purpose that your desires are your destiny and they are on their way.
You're on fire today, Jessica. Amen, sister.
Raise your hand if you feel the truth of that. Do you feel that? Do you feel the truth of that? If you have a desire to travel to foreign lands, if you have a desire to have a home or a ranch or a company, that's there for a reason. That is power seeking expression. We've got so much content to cover over the course of this book. This podcast is perfect to do that. We can reach many women. Absolutely no cost involved. We are going to be studying the principles of this book. We are going to be having an open conversation. We are going to be integrating these principles for realization, for the purposes of manifestation. And there is an acceleration that is happening when you actually do the work. See, here's the thing. Millions of copies of this book have been sold, but there are not millions of millionaires. Why is that? Because this is not a book to be consumed and put away. This is a book to be integrated, to study. That's why having a hard copy is really ideal, because you can highlight it easily. It's compact. You can take it with you. This book will make you rich if you study it and integrate the principles within it. There are 3 reasons Mr. Waddle says that people don't become rich. Number 1, they're too ignorant to know that there is a way for them to become rich. They just don't know any better. They don't know that there is a way. Number 2, they know there's a way, but they're just too intellectually lazy to do the work. Now that one hit hard when I read that. That one hit hard because now that you ladies have read the book, you know the principles, there is no other reason for you not to become wealthy. And number 3 is that one becomes overwhelmed with so many different ways and methodologies that they become frozen and they don't know which way to go. He says, if you will focus on the principles of this book and cut out any distractions, and so much so that you come to a place where you actually are becoming rich. You can see it happening. The ideas which lead to connections, which lead to collaborations, which lead to opportunities present themselves. And then you're on your knees in tears, like I was as this book came out, because I couldn't believe, I was in awe and amazement at the unfoldment of this journey. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh. And now I'm looking at the clock and it's 11:44. Ladies, the signs are everywhere, okay? What I am saying is truth. There is
Okay, can
no
I just
reason-
interrupt you for a second? I have Whitney texting me saying that she's in the bank and the bank people are listening to you right now. Hello, bank people.
Oh my gosh, Whitney, that is incredible. I am overjoyed. I am thrilled. I want you to feel what I am feeling right now, because if it is possible for me, it is possible for you. We are no different. We are all pure potential. Amy, your word for the year, we are.
That would be limitless. Limitless for 50 points. Oh,
We are pure potential. We are limitless, ladies. The sky is not even the limit. We can do anything when we connect with one another, put ourselves in the room with other women who all desire the same things. We lift each other up. We pull up a chair at the table. We become part of the conversation. We do the work. I hope you are. Oh, there's Whitney. There's Whitney. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so awesome, Whitney. I love this so much. Okay, we've got 15 minutes left. I think the best thing to do is to have some last words. And ladies, we want to leave you on the highest note, feeling aligned to your power and the infinite supreme power that is within all of us. And that is how we are connected. Amy,
Mm.
any final words?
Do I have any? That was a grunt. Sorry. I was like responding to somebody over here who's doing a chat. Final words, like just congratulations to all the women before us who prepped the ground for this kind of thing to happen, for us to be able to have these conversations, for it to really mean something. You know, for all of you out there who are doing things to support women on your own, like whether it's creating groups on Facebook or helping women's shelters or doing fundraising or whatever it is in your capacity, every little tiny bit helps. So this is a podcast for women. If you listen, great. If you pass it on to someone, great. The whole point of this book is we can't feel sorry for those who are in poverty. We have to show them the means to get rich. And so if we can pass this on to women, the PDF is out there. Jessica's giving it away for free. If you know anyone who needs this information, this book, a woman who is interested in this topic, then just message Jessica and she'll email it to the girl. We need every woman on this planet to know about this version, this feminine, divine, showing itself, expressing itself on the pages of this book. And I'm just so happy that I got to be a part of it in a small way and that it's growing. There's already somebody using it as a study group. Like I saw that on Facebook. I'm like, this woman wants to use the book. It just came out and she's now got a group of women who are studying it like they would the OG book. So I'm just in awe of the rocket fuel that is attached to this publication. I mean, obviously, you know, Wallace, he may have done a little bit, you know, the other people might have done a little bit to kind of propel it marketing wise, but it's never been done this way. And it's time.
or some
And
days
now,
mountains.
are we ready to do the little thingy? The little.
Yeah. So, Amy, did you want to set it up so they know what to expect?
Yeah. So there is a little, I started off writing a meditation just to end this session with, and then it kind of turned into a poem. I'm no poet, please. I use ChatGPT to help me write this little thing, but I did want to capture the energy of this somehow. So I wrote this little poem in combination with my new electronic employee, and I put it together with some music, and I wanted to play that for you as we leave this session. It's about 2 minutes of me saying the poem, and then there's about 3 minutes of the music continuing to play. And as it continues to play, it's 3 minutes. I just want you to focus on the visualization of what rich means to you, of what becoming rich means to you, of a visualization, and use your imagination to kind of take a moment and think, what does my life look like? Who do I need to be in order to make this happen? What does that woman look like? How does she behave? What does her life look like? Oh my God, Whitney. Okay, you're don't do that. Don't do that. You're in the bank. Oh, you're in the vault. Oh my God, she's in the vault with like a whole lot of hundreds. Oh my God. You're so funny.
Only Whitney could do that.
Okay, for those listening, Whitney is in her bank vault and she's holding up a whole lot of money right now. Okay, so Whitney, you've got to like meditate in the vault for us all, okay? Take that energy and just put it in there. So yeah, the first part of the meditation is me speaking the poem, and then the last bit, I do encourage you just to like sit comfortably, take a breath, and just take 6 minutes and 3 seconds to just visualize what your vision, what your future looks like, okay? So I'm just gonna share the screen. Will not share the screen. I'm going to share the sound advanced and then computer audio share. Okay. Here we go. Just close your eyes and just take a deep breath in. Prepare to go on a little ride up in your imagination. In whispers past, beneath stars glow, women dreamed where shadows flowed. With silent hopes and strength they bore, a path they paved to our dreams' door. We gather today, this book in hand, a declaration bold and grand. Alongside spirits fierce and true, we embrace our power through and through. On a path of light, desires unfold. In hands, our dreams we dare to hold. Past barriers dissolve, horizons call. It's your time, they whispered. Do stand tall. With open eyes, the world anew, our dreams, not dreams, but futures do. In every step, in every breath, our boundless journey with no regrets. Together we stand in unity's embrace, our potential recognized in this sacred space. It's our time now. Let this be the sign. In each heart, a dream uniquely divine. Blessings abound in forms unseen. In gratitude's embrace, you are the queen. In every moment, praise we find for the journey of the soul and the expansion of the mind. Now, dear one, let's pause and breathe deep. With hearts wide open, there is no time for sleep. Take this moment, let your visions go wild. In imagination's embrace, play with your inner child. Let the universe hear your dreams declare. With open hearts in this sacred affair, craft your destiny with joy and laughter
in every chapter, happily ever after. With this vision, your path becomes clear. Embrace the journey with nothing to fear. Let imagination be your guiding light into the future, brilliant and bright.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for being a part of this moment, this movement. We're just getting started.
Happy International Women's Day, ladies.
Bye, everyone.